All right. Usually it's Wednesday at 1 with Jenny, but today it is Tuesday at 1 with Jenny and Carol. We are here to welcome you to Cinco de Mayo. Well, let me get my computer thing started. And we're going to do something really fun and special today. So this is part of the Southern Alleghenies Museum of Art Creative Live video series. And we are coming to you today from Carol Snyder's kitchen. This is my mom. Most everybody out there that's friends have eaten here at some point because my mom is an amazing cook, right?
Thank you.
Yes, thank you. So when I said, I want to do cascarones for Cinco de Mayo, but that means we're going to have a whole lot of eggs. Yeah. And so I looked at her and I said, can we do it in your kitchen? Because then there'll be confetti. She said no, but then the next day she said yes. So we are here today. We're going to make cascarones, which are decorated Mexican eggs. They're originally from Spain, Mexico. I came to know them when I was in San Antonio. I lived there from 2000, in the late 90s. Anyway, so it's an eggshell. It's painted or colored, filled with confetti. And I won't do this because we got food all over the counter. But you celebrate by smashing them on someone's head, which we're going to do later. We might even have my dad come in. Just kidding. Anyway, so we have to start this whole process with what, Mommy? Eggs.
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 Lots of eggs.
Yeah, so we have been prepping work. So the key to this is to get the egg out. Now, I know, she's like, I talk nonstop. Normally she does.
You just
too.
Keep talking and I will
you
do
just keep
some
doing
eggs.
what you do. And so she is taking the tips off the eggs. Now, this isn't like blowing eggs. It doesn't have to be precise. So what is really nice is that she's able to potentially even separate the eggs. Because, sometimes you use egg whites, sometimes you use egg yolks. So when we were separating out eggs, she was able to separate them up. Can everybody see what she's doing? Just kind of gently poking at it.
I'm using a sharp pointed knife to get started. Jen used a butter knife.
I used a butter knife, and I kind of cracked on it. But basically what you want it to look like when you're done is this.
Right.
Like a little cup. It's like a little egg cup.
They sure don't have to be perfect either.
Yeah, that's the best part. But you do want to try to not get little shell chunks in your eggs if you're going to use the eggs.
And we're washing out the eggs.
So they're not stinky whenever you stink them on someone's head.
So you could make these way ahead of time. Right, you can get them empty.
Oh, you get them empty, yeah, get them dried out.
But we know you're all going to want to make some today because it's Cinco de Mayo. Or is it Mayo?
It can be whatever you want. Yes, and so I told her to do a few for an example. And I'm letting her do it because yesterday we were both doing it in the sink. We had shells everywhere.
We did.
It was just kind of a mess. But that being said, after I get her done with this, she is going to go through a recipe that we got. Well, she found. Okay, I always say we, but it was really just her. I'm just helping. From the kitchen shop. If anybody is here in Pennsylvania, central Pennsylvania, there's a shop down in Carlisle, middle of the state, the Kitchen Shop and Cooking School. And we've gone down there for some classes before. They're so fun. And this recipe came from them. I shared it on my page, and we'll make sure that it gets shared again because it's actually pretty easy.
It's very easy. You'll see in just a minute.
And my mom is a personal chef. She cooks for people. And so she's ready for the virus pandemic to be done so she can get back to her clients.
That's right.
In the meantime, though, guess what I'm tortured with? Yeah, eating at my mom's house every night. God, I am so lucky. Last night she made this lasagna. I don't even know. How many kinds of cheese are in it?
3.
3 kinds of cheese. Really? Like, how do you think I stay this voluptuous? Obviously.
There, do you want any more than that?
Nope, that's perfect.
All right, we've got 4 eggs going there.
All right, so I'm going to step off while
I'm just going to get rid of those because I already have
the eggs she needs.
6 eggs, which is the start of the recipe, and I'm going to whisk them. Just get them nice and light.
Do you like a big whisk or a small whisk?
For this one, I really just like a small one, but I've got a variety. All right, I'm going to put in a 1/4 cup of flour. A cup of cottage cheese.
Is it the full fat kind?
Yes.
Yay!
I happen to be a full fat cottage cheese kind of a girl. A 4-ounce can of green chilies.
I don't even know if I said what it was. This is a green chili egg bake.
1/4 teaspoon of pepper, and I'm just wild guessing on that because I like the grated ones. 1/4 teaspoon of paprika. A 1/4 teaspoon of kosher salt. And a 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder.
Is this kind of salt really important? Kosher salt?
Well, it
table
measures
salt?
different from like iodized salt. Most of the time when I'm cooking, I'm using kosher salt. I'm adding a 1/4 cup of melted butter. I'm getting this all mixed up. You don't need to use a whisk on that. A spoon is good. And 2 cups of cheddar cheese that has been grated. I think that's all of the ingredients. I'm going to stir it up. How does it look, Jen?
Like a cheesy, eggy,
Very.
buttery, awesome, yummy.
This is our second day of much cheese. And we're going to top it off with some chimichangas for supper tonight. That's also going to have cheese. I'm using a regular pie pan for this. I think it's a 9-inch pie pan. I put some Pam in it. I'm going to dump this all in here. I have preheated the oven to 450 degrees, which is pretty hot.
Kind of like her.
Right. So there it is, all beautifully in its pan. And now, I think I'll just straighten out that top a little bit.
Because you want it to be cute.
And I'm going to put it in the oven. And I'll be back with you in about 25 minutes.
Yay! All right, so now over here on the other side of the counter, I have created a complete disaster area, which is killing her because normally the counter is pristine and beautiful. Oh, Julie said she had some of that for lunch because we took some leftovers up to the store. I told you, yummy.
It was more like
yummy.
Pre-leftovers.
Pre-leftovers? Okay.
Sample.
So for the craft, we are ready to bring this on. Now, I did some experiments. You may be able to tell by my dirty hands. I decided that to color the eggs, which you can see I've been getting into it a little bit. I really wanted to, we went old school. I said, Mommy, do we have any egg coloring stuff? And so she goes upstairs and pulls out like this complete selection of egg coloring things. One of them only cost $1.50, so we think that might be from 18 years ago. But on that note, we want to send out a greeting to our little grandbabies who didn't get to come and do Easter eggs. So this is as close as it's going to get. So I got those ready. They're all in these coffee cups. And guess what? They come with 6 colors. Part of the theme for my lessons is color. And so we've got purple, blue, green, yellow, orange, and I'd like to say red, but it really just comes out pink because you know how that is. Everybody's done these. Use the tablets, use the vinegar, use the water, and I've got these soaking. But you're thinking, we can't just dip these things and get on with life. No. I tried a bunch of different kinds of markers and inks, made a total mess and discovered that my favorite tool that we're going to use today are these alcohol ink markers that we used last week. They are Spectrum Noir, and they come in these sets. Let me remember I showed last week. These kind of related color sets. And so they have a fat end, which is the other end, fat end and a skinny end. And that's what I discovered really stays on the eggs the best without getting too messy and too dramatic. So I did some pre-drawing. Look at that little shape, those lines. Now, yes, I've got dry eggshells. Is it hard to draw on them? Yeah, a little bit, to be honest. I've had some issues. But what I want to do then is dip them after I draw on them. So then we got something that looks like this. See? So you remember our color wheel. What are these? These are warm colors. So that's why they kind of look nice together. And I'm not getting all technical. I'm all about the doodle. We're keeping it simple. So I just doodled some lines on it. Got some orange and some pink and some yellow. So that one is over here just getting dried. So how about I'll start out, let's throw some of these babies in the color. Remember these? Look at this. I know people with kids, you probably do this all the time, but I do not have kids. And my cats, as much as they love me, they would not probably get into this. So, oh, look, there's an egg in here already. I forgot. Ooh. Look at that. I did get some good red in there because it's been sitting in there since I don't even know. Okay, so we're going to color these babies up. Now, you're wondering, there are like 2 extra cups here. What are those for? Well, think about color wheel. I thought, well, if I've got purple and I've got blue, what would happen if I mixed them? Because I've got primaries and secondaries out here. But how about if I want to do this tertiary? Oh, that's right. I just threw a big word out there, the tertiary. Ooh! Yeah, this is like blue-violet. How about yellow-green, if I put yellow and green together? So that's what I did with these other cups. Threw a little more vinegar in there, and we're going to see what happens. Ooh, look, there's a blue one. That is very bison blue. So I'm going to try one in yellow-green. Yes, and it's hollow, so you got to get the air out of the thing. I'm a genius. Green and yellow. Let's see what they all look like together. Get the air out of there. And then let's see, we've got blue and purple. Push that in, push it in. Lost my little handle. And I think there might be already one in here. Oh, there is. Oh, Mommy, look. Look at that blue purple.
Oh, beautiful.
So look at the difference between, this is blue and this is blue violet. Really cool. And then this is regular violet. So you can see those right there, those 3 right in front. Blue, purple, blue, violet. My experiment worked. Hopefully the green will come out cool. All right, so while these are getting their color love on, color juice, I can't get my purple in there. Come on. There we go. Let's think about how we could adorn one. Well, here's one that got partially dyed. A little bit green. It was sticking out at the top, but I thought that was kind of cool. Now keep in mind, again, these don't have to be perfect because the whole goal is that we're going to break them all. Yay! So, for thinking about green, what do we want to put with it? Do you want to stay on the cool colors? So how about if I do some blue? I think the blue looks pretty. So I'm just going to, let's see. Can you see? I'm just going to draw, trace that little outline. Maybe make some ruffles. I'm always surprised at how durable the shells are. I can't believe I haven't crushed one just right in my hand. Look. Done. Pretty. Now, what do we call it when we use the color opposite on the color wheel? Right? The complement. Yes, the complement. So speaking of compliments, I know I look cute today, but other than that, on Thursday, Linda is going to be teaching a pastel class, an oil pastel lesson to do trees using complementary colors. And she is a fantastic instructor. You can follow along with her project, but I think you'll really enjoy that. But that's a complementary color. The other project this week, tomorrow, Mary Pat's going to teach you to do puffy sidewalk paint. We're talking chemistry, experiment, and awesomeness. And yes, it is supposed to snow, but we're all pretending that we don't really understand that. Okay, so back to the egg. Complement. I'm going to use this fuchsia pink because red and pink is the complement of green. I'm going to draw some little dots on here. Look at that. Pink dots. I'm telling you. Done. Done, ski. Okay. Let's pull one of these babies out. Actually, I want to take this one. This one has green lines on it. And I'm going to put it in the complementary color. I'm going to put it down in the green, or in the red. The green is on it. The red is what it's getting put on it. Dip that in. We'll see what it looks like when it comes out. All right, let's look at our yellow greens. I need a good spot. What did I do with that other container? Oh, here. So I'm going to take yellow. You guys can see this pretty well, right? Yellow. Green. And what do we have in the middle? Yellow, green. Look at that! It worked. I know we already saw this, but I love it so much. We've got purple and blue, and for the win, oh my God, blue violet. They didn't get as dark because they weren't sitting in there as long, but it's okay. So they've got to get dried out because we can't put the confetti in until they're dry. Otherwise the confetti gets all, believe me, I already been through that. Here's a one that I put some pink stripes on. What color should I put it in? I vote blue. You guys aren't fast enough. Here's one with some green stripes on it. I'm going to put it in, let's put it in this violet. Let's do some other patterns. Probably need some music. We need to make up a song. Mom sings when she works too. This is the egg drawing song. Can I write on this? I'm not mirrored, so it won't come out right. I wonder if I could write backwards. Probably not. That would be weird. You're just going to have to pretend you can see it. I know it's backwards. Trust me. Sama. Yeah, the A, the M, and the A all actually look like. So it looks just like Amos. Yeah, it's Amos. Okay. How about doing some swirl? So I'll do swirl. Oh, it's got to be perfect. Oh, it's got to be perfect. Oh, yeah. Perfect. Blow on that. I think I'm going to put this one in yellow. And I'm going to put this one in green. I've got 2 more plain eggs. Well, I cannot have any plain eggs, so let's do some hearts. So when you're thinking about hearts and who you love, let's think about art and Giving Day. Nonprofits in the US, probably globally. May 5th is Giving Day. It is a day for you to think about giving to your favorite nonprofit, or many of your favorite nonprofits. So there's a little heart. So for this Giving Day, you can go click on a button right on the SAMA webpage and make a donation. The artists are donating their time and their energy and their kitchens and their eggs. So your donations will be welcome. But keep in mind, it doesn't have to be today, because like Morgan told me today, any day that ends in Y is a great day to donate. So thank you in advance. All right, pink hearts. Pink hearts are going into the purple. How about that? Purple. And that's why I like these markers. I tried some water-based markers, and it was all over the place. I tried inks. I tried, it was not a good look. All right, let's see. Remember we put that green into the pink? This might just make your day. Look how pretty that looks. Oh yeah. Made my day anyway. And what else did we put in here? We put in the pink stripes into the blue. Shake that off. Look at that. Gorgeous. What else? Ooh, the green into the violet, blue violet. Pretty. I need a blow dryer to blow these things off. Oh, look. There's our little SAMA egg. That yellow green is pretty. I do say so myself. What else is in here? This mystery plain orange. And a little yellow and blue. All right, let's see. We got 2 more we can dip. I can't believe I'm already out of plain eggs. How can that be? No, we don't need to make any more. I'm already excited. I'm going to scribble on this one with a pink marker because I really like the way the pink looks with purple. So that's going in there. And this one I scribbled on with yellow. So where should I put it? Pink? Yes. Okay. All right, now, maybe you have a question. Well, you colored this egg, but it's plain. Well, now I can draw on top of it. If I want. I'm gonna do a flower. Because you can have an orange sky and a pink flower. Very technical. It might need a stem. yellow. I thought that was green. Oh, but I kind of like the way that looks, so we'll make it yellow all around it. Another thing about these markers is that they blend. So it's blending out around the pink a little bit. I'd like to say I planned that, but it's just a happy accident. I think that might be the wrong lid for that, because it has a green lid on it. I would never have mixed those up. All right, I'm gonna put some blue in here too. Happy flower. Okay. It's gotta get dry. Are you ready to see the next piece of this? How much longer do we have? We have 7 minutes until our yum yums are done. So now I'm gonna take this to the next level. And this level involves confetti. When I thought about doing this, I was like, oh, where do I get confetti? Well, okay, I went to the Amazon, deep down with all those Amazon animals, and I looked for biodegradable. I don't know, it seems to me that you want something that's not gonna get all chunked up. We thought about using like sprinkles that you would put on cookies, which is actually, I think, a great idea, except that if you break this over someone's head, then they're gonna have cookie sprinkles in their hair, which personally I wouldn't mind, but maybe a little girl with long hair, that would be yucky. Apparently, and there's websites that suggest you could use rice in them for weddings, that kind of thing. So this is some recycled, biodegradable, exciting confetti that I already got on the floor. Which, if you're lucky enough to have a mom that's going to clean up after, just kidding, I know. I already promised I would clean up. Okay, so I'm gonna get me a dry egg. Here we go. Look at this, purple. It's plain. Oh, it's got a little thing on the bottom. But you can see the hole was a decent size. So just scooping it in. You could use a funnel. You know how to use paper as a funnel. Thought about doing that, but to me, if you make the hole the right size, you're good. So I just filled that up. Look at that, nice confetti filled egg. Also, traditionally, you could put little toys. So, put him over here. Get another one. Because, couldn't you just play with confetti all day? I thought about trying to make it too, but then I realized that would be very painful. It's like hole punching and cutting. I'm trying to find these dry ones. But here's one we decorated. Since I usually do make some commercials while I do this, one of my favorite restaurants in Bedford, the Golden Eagle Inn. Shout out to Tom, Mary Jane, and the kids. I miss them. I'm used to eating / participating in beveraging every week, right, Mommy? I'm like, if I'm not eating at Mom's house, I am eating at the pub. And so the Golden Eagle, they did a special today where they have margarita mixers. You can't get the tequila, but you can go in. I mean, I forget the flavors, but peach. White peach. So if you're interested, if you're in town, feel free to drop some off at my house. Just kidding. We're more winos. But I thought that was really cool. They always have amazing stuff coming out of their kitchen, but I thought that was really neat. I am usually not this quiet, but I think I found the thing that makes me quiet. Like with a kid, Mom just found what will keep me quiet. A big vat of dirt or paper dirt. That is cracking me up. Yeah, Julie, their menu does look good for tonight. If I wasn't already in Chimichangas land over here. So this morning I was broadcasting live from Julie's. Julie's World of Art, another Bedford business. She got a website up and running. She got sales. Today we talked about gifts for Mother's Day, grads. It's Nurses Week. Thank you, nurses. Thank you, teachers. Thank you for putting up with people like me that make messes in your house. So I recommend that you check it out. I did have not a painted shirt on. Confetti. Oh, this one's kind of cool. Look what happened to the hearts on there. I think I put it in when they were wet, and so they got kind of watercolory. Did that on purpose. Not really. My mom knows. This is just about everything about my art is an accident. How many of you guys have been doing jigsaw puzzles? I know. Some of you are working. I got it. Some of us are still laid off. Hi, Bedford Springs team. Looking forward to having you back and being back with you and guests. I can't even wait. It's going to be fun. I heard yesterday they were setting up the pool, but I still don't know when they're opening, so we'll see. Yeah, if you don't realize, I am, what was I going to say? I'm a supervisor out there at one of the restaurants, and so I have not been working since we got closed. Look at that. Did some just ink on it before it went into the little pause, the pause bath. We have 1 minute. All right, I got some of these stuffed. I'll keep stuffing. You ready, Mommy? Your thing's gonna come out.
Okay.
Your thing. Well, hey, Tammy and Anna. What's happening down in Virginia? Land of excitement. Land of teleworking. These look really pretty.
It's smelling really pretty in here.
It does smell really good in here. But it always smells really good in here. Am I kidding? My mom makes the best soup. Oh, any kind of soup, what she makes. But she cooks the stock and the meat bones and all that stuff. And so when she's making soup, it feels like, I don't know. You get home and your clothes all smell like beef. You'd think it would be bad now. It's wonderful. All right. Buzzer. Here, let's turn this. Gotta see what she's doing. Uh-oh. It's hot. It's hot, Grammy.
There it is.
Just in case you can't see that, sizzly cheese and brown. It smells good.
It does.
I didn't breathe on it, so if you want a piece, you can still come get it.
That's right.
That is funny. All right, we're gonna let this cool while we do the next step on yield eggs. We got a very professional video setup, but thanks to Julie, we actually have a phone thingy that works. Tripod. Okay, next. This is the hard part. This is where glue happens. Oh!
What happened?
I just dropped the top of the box full of stuff. I wasn't paying attention. But guess what? They didn't even break.
It's all right.
Oh shoot! Look, there's even still some eggs in these pot.
Oh, that's beautiful. These are your favorite colors.
I know. Look at this, pink and orange.
That's one you want.
I didn't even remember that. I didn't think that's how it would come out. What else is in here? Oh, I see something in here. It's the one with the pink scribbles on it. Oh, I see something in the purple. Oh, this is one with little hearts. Little hearts. Looks like it has a piece of egg yucky in it. I don't know what that was. All right. So our baths are empty. All right, now magic glue, little brush, and little squares of tissue paper. I pre-cut these.
I'm gonna move the cups.
No, they're fine. I was trying to decide what kind of tissue paper I needed, and I was like, oh, I guess I'll bring all of it. Sometimes you just need tissue paper. Now, I use it a lot in collage work, and so I just happen to have a little bit of tissue paper, so I thought that was hilarious. Okay, taking an egg filled with stuff, confetti. I'm going to put some glue around it. Now you could use your fingers for this too. I did that earlier, and I had glue and confetti all over my hands, so I'm advocating potentially for a brush. Little square. Just gonna squeeze it on down there. Now my little egg has a hat. I think we have to call it a sombrero because it is Cinco de Mayo. So look, just covered it up, glued it down, and we'll put it in our little drying rag. So, again, the excitement of watching glue dry. I didn't think about how this is going to look on video. Glue. Yummy. Again, precision is not required, expected. I'm going to use a piece of pink on this one. So it doesn't look too boring. There we go. It's a little egg with a hat on top. All right, so the museum, we're going to continue doing these, even if we do have to go back to work eventually, because we're having so much fun. So we're working on the schedule for the rest of the month. You got to call us, write to us, call me, write to me. Tell me what you want to see. My lesson next week is going to be about stencils. If you like stencils, do you know what a stencil is? I remember using stencils maybe in high school to make signs. But in the art journaling world, mixed media, stencils are magic. So you don't need to have anything super fancy. I'm just going to show you a couple techniques using acrylic paints and stencils, which I think you will enjoy. And of course, we'll always talk about color, a little bit of color theory, and I'll give you some sources for where I get my favorite stencils. Color needs to go on this. Orange, obviously. See what I'm doing? Sarah says I'm slightly out of focus. I think I'm always slightly out of focus.
She made it on this time.
She did. We're all proud of Aunt Sarah. She finally figured out how to work the computer. I made a little hole because of the glue, because I was playing around with it too much, so I had to patch that. It's patched. Mommy, do you think our thing is cool enough yet?
What are we going to do with it?
Well, we're going to taste it, aren't we?
Oh, we could do that.
We're going to taste it. Now that I got glue all over my hands. Oh! I'll do one more while she slices this baby up. Like a little maraca. All right, so to review what we did, we took some eggs that were uncooked and we made a little hole in the end so that we could then fill them up. You can color them, adorn them, decorate them, however you want. And then you could fill them up with confetti, biodegradable. And then we glued a little cap on top. And then we're gonna eat, and then I'm gonna show you. Oh, now we're eating our yummy. It's super hot, so I'm gonna burn my tongue.
I like the crunchy edge.
This reminds me, we used to have this breakfast casserole similar to this when I lived in San Antonio. We had birthday casseroles all the time.
Definitely a keeper.
For sure.
It's even pretty inside.
Everybody watch me eat. Oh my God. All right. So, last but not least, you know we have one more thing to do. Come here.
Oh. How can I do it on you?
Oh, she wants to do it on me.
This is what we do with these.
Okay.
Can you see? Oh, great.
Oops.
Guess what we're doing next?
Uh-oh, yay! Anyway, so thank you
fun.
all for joining us. We'll post the recipe in the comments, Sarah. And oh, now I'm going to go get the vacuum. This is hilarious. We should have done that outside for sure. Anyway, love you guys, and we'll see you next week. Thanks so much for your support.